what we're going to do in the next 6 months. My name is Kamal Chani. I'm the founder and the director at Clinomines. Vision of the Clinomines is, this was the 2004 when we started to establish a world-class education and training institution that offers the widest range of high-quality life and health sciences, skilling and professional training programs. And this was way back in 2004 because we were quite clear the way the India is progressing, the way the global health sciences, life sciences markets are growing. India is going to be one of the major hotspots for the life sciences sector outsourcing. And with that vision, we started the organization way back in 2004. And our mission is to provide the highest quality, skilled, skilled workforce, skilling training solutions to the global life sciences industry. And we are, to an extent, successful in this mission, and we continue to strive hard. Are you able to see the page 2 now?
Yes.
In 2000.
Yes,
Okay,
we can
thank
see
you
it.
for confirming. So Clinomines was established 2000, and now we have about 11,500 alumni located worldwide. Large number of these students, 60% are 60% plus students are in India, and about 40% students are from the global different markets, from US heavily, Europe, Middle East, Africa regions. And Clinomines has over the years provided programs which fit into the needs of this growing life sciences sector industry. One of the things we did from the very beginning is to establish a fairly respected scientific and academic advisory board. And as a skilling organization in the life sciences pharma, it is very important for us to constantly take the view of the industry, what industry is doing, what industry wants to do in the next 2, 3, 4, 5, or in the next decade. And for that, it was very important for us to get the right people on board, get the right scientific academic advisory board. And these are some of the people, and I'll be sharing this presentation subsequently. And you can see this has got a cross section of people from the global academics, pharmaceutical companies, CROs, contract research companies, life sciences consulting firms, even venture capital, private equity we have on board, because a lot of our students, they want to start venture. So we have sort of got on board a leading sort of a person from the private equity space as well, medical devices. So it's a fairly cross section of the industry which is there on this advisory board, and they guide us from time to time what's happening in the industry, what we need to change in our programs. So its journey has been for about 20 years plus now. We have got a senior full-time and the visiting faculty from the industry. And today, you name the area of the life sciences sector, and we have the expertise in all major areas where we are delivering our specialized training and consulting services to the industry. So, how we deliver these programs. The program delivery happens through, for this program specifically also, let's say, the live e-learning face-to-face. It's like classroom, because there are no labs, physical labs needed in such programs. We have kept a lot of these programs in the live e-learning mode, where you'll be interacting with the faculty, trainers. There are related software trainings provided. All of you will have access to Clinomines learning management system. So for which username, password, either you have received or you'll be shortly receiving as soon as the admission process is completed. So you'll have LMS. LMS has got all the content, ebooks, every weekend, whichever session is happening, PPT for that, and then audio video recording. So all these audio video recordings of all these sessions would be available on this LMS. Analytics, we we see the analytics, how the students are progressing, are they accessing to the content. So we get this analytics reports from time to time from this LMS. Assessments have been built in, so you'll get the in-between assessment, midterm assessment, and the final assessment. Your program has been accredited by two agencies. One is the Life Sciences Sector Skill Development Council, which is the part of the Ministry of Skill Development. So at the end, your final exams will conduct on their portal. Your final exams will be done on the portal of the Life Sciences Sector Skill Development Council, and their final certification will come, Glenomines diploma, and couple of internships, what have been built in into this program. ACRI USA is the Accreditation Council for Clinical Research Education in US. The program is certified, accredited by them. And of course, a lot of post-training follow-ups, placement-related issues will be taken care of. One of the important things we have now integrated in our LMS and the programs is also the AI-based tools. So one of the learning tools you will find on the LMS when you log in is the Learn Buddy. On the right-hand side of the LMS, when you log in, you will see the tool called Learn Buddy. You can use the Learn Buddy to get the specifics learning from that content which is there hosted on the website. From the PowerPoint presentations, you want more detailed information on topic, you want to prepare questions, interview questions from that topic, you can prepare those with the help of Learn Buddy. So a lot of these AI small tools, there's a CV writing tool is also available now on the Your Learning Management System. Over the years, a lot of awards, accreditation, certifications have been received by the leading organization, ASSOCHAM, if some of you are aware of, is the leading industry chamber, Associated Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Economic Times Award, two Business World Awards. We also have kept the, pace with the industry. So we, from time to time, we tie up with the various industry partners, CROs, life sciences consulting firms, IT companies, and bring in the technology into your programs, whether these are softwares or the newer technological developments taking place. With the help of these partners, we bring in these technologies, and you will have on your portal in the next few weeks the CTD software as well, which is the ECTD, some used for the ECTD submissions, and your lead trainer will take you through that. My Clinomines, over the years experience, 20 years plus now, 11,005 years alumni, over 200 training partners, placement partners. We have tie-ups with the companies, collaborations, formal, informal collaborations with the companies, and 20 years in the industry. I think we can say with confidence, most industry knows us. We know most industry professionals. Another advantage with Clinomines of this old now legacy is large number of our alumni in the industry on senior positions. So we can talk to them. They are our students and they are very helpful. Large number of those students are helpful. They help us with the placement process on the consulting business. So we have developed excellent relationship with our alumni. Programs are accredited, certified. Last few sessions, when you are towards the completion of the program, you will also interact with the placement teams, how your placement process will be taken care of, and the technical trainers will also prepare you for those roles into the industry. So that's why we that's why Clinomines, and today we have a network of students pan global. We have students from every possible country today, about 35 countries where we actively work and train students in these countries. Let's now come to about, pharmaceutical industry. That's where you are going to work, or you are going to be involved as a consultant or as a professional who will be working in the regulatory affairs. Hence, it's important to see how the global pharma industry is growing. So in 2024, pharma industry did about 1.585, so close to about, you can say, $1.6 trillion of the total revenue, and this is growing at when the lot of industry globally are in low 1 2 degree percentage growth. We are talking about this industry at 6.5, 6.1% growth CAGR, and by 2029, this industry should be about $2.4 trillion, and that's huge. And that's huge growth. And why these numbers are important? The more this industry grows, the more new companies come, more mergers, acquisitions happen. A lot of work globally is going to take place in regulatory space. Regulatory is the backbone of any pharmaceutical company. The regulatory department starts anywhere between R&D, strong involvement into the R&D space, uh, then whether it's a manufacturing of the drug, regulatory is heavily involved. Post marketing, safety issues, regulatory is involved. Uh, Marketing of the drug, regulatory is involved. Pricing of the drug, regulatory is involved. So there is no area where today, or you want to export the drug to any country, you want to establish the operations of your company in any country, the regulatory department is the one department which touches upon into every part of the organization. Hence, a lot of opportunities are going to be created, and growth will come into the this space. For the, just to put this in perspective, today these are the top 10 pharmaceutical companies globally, with their revenue share growing at about, most of them are growing at about 6 5 6% range of 5 to 6%, and these are the top 10 uh, companies. Now we'll talk about the top 10 Indian pharmaceutical companies. Also by 2023, 24 revenues are yet to come out in India due to the way the financial year works. Uh, and you have, these are the top 10 Indian pharmaceutical companies: Sun Pharma, Dr. Reddy's, Cipla, Aurobindo Pharma, Lupin, Zydus. So you'll go through all these, in the interest of the time. I'll not go into deep into these numbers today and what these companies do, but these are the top 10 companies of the Indian companies which have done well. And they have not done well in India, but all these companies, they have a fairly strong international operations. For example, Sun Pharma has presence in about 120, 130 countries. So fairly large player out of India, and continues to grow at about 11 to 12%, more than the global average, the numbers. If you see India today, India is the hub of the global outsourcing into the. So a lot of you must be aware about how in the early 2000s, when the clinical trials industry outsourcing started in India, and especially it picked up after the regulatory changes in 2004, and then subsequent regulatory changes in 2011, 12, 13, 2014, and then 2019 changes in the new drugs and clinical trial rules. So a lot of this outsourcing started in India in the early 2000s. And regulatory is not untouched. Regulatory affairs outsourcing continues to grow. And if you stand alone, see these figures are about $6.63 billion and growing at about 8.3%. So this, we are talking specifically about the regulatory affairs outsourcing work globally. And chunk of this comes to India. Same way it happens for the medical device regulatory affairs. So medical device regulatory is going through major growth due to the changes in the MDR compliance, EU MDR compliance in Europe. And that is going to drive and already driving the growth of the medical device regulatory affairs growth. So you will see the growth is coming within the regulatory writing, CTD, and my colleague Vishali ji will be taking you through those sets today. Publishing, all these are the great areas of the growth. And you will see the growth coming in the next several years. And to continue to growth will be there in India. So large number of companies have set up operations in India for their global regulatory. And these are the regulatory submissions not for India. These are the India global competency centers, global capability centers established in India for the global activities. And some of these names are IQVIA, as a lot of you are aware of. They've got a huge presence in India, about 25, 30,000, out of which about 4 to 5,000 people involved into the regulatory related activities. Parexel, Lycon, Freyr. Freyr is one of the large players, Cognizant, TCS, Novartis, Accenture. So large number of these companies have big operations in India, and the regulatory affair outsourcing is continuously its area of growth. Another major trend which has taken place in India in the last few years, especially this is the story of the last 4 or 5 years. The top 10 companies, top 10 pharmaceutical companies, all have either established or are in the process of establishing the global capability centers in India. And this means huge for India. It's a big news for India. And a lot of cities like Hyderabad, Bangalore, now slowly Gurgaon and the NCR region is also going to benefit from these global capability centers. These global capability centers, they hire a lot of people from different backgrounds, clinical research, regulatory, pharmacovigilance, pharma business consulting space. And, and every today company hires about from 1,000 to 2,000 people. Sanofi alone, take example, by 2026 will have about 2,600 people, and they have already crossed close to about 2,000 closing 2024. And that's where the big opportunity for the professionals like you, if you get into this space. And India will outshine other global markets into the GCC space. And the reason is primary. The primary reason is three major reasons. The one is the business friendly policies government is encouraging. Number two is the availability of the quality workforce, experienced workforce. India has done exceptionally well in the last 2 decades in this sector. And third is the cost arbitrage. So all these three factors have ensured that the companies continue to look into India to establish the GCCs. Now, how the employment in the regulatory affairs is growing. India will continue to outshine other markets in the regulatory and the other outsourcing space. But let's look into very specific numbers of the pharma industry and how the contribution of the regulatory in this. So let's say current figures are about close to, with the CII data of about 2.7 million people are employed in India in the pharma industry. And this industry contributes close to about 1.72% of the industry is India's GDP. And this number is constantly going to grow in the coming years. And if you take the numbers, on an average, is about 4 to 5% of the company's total workforce is from the regulatory affairs department. It could be 4, it could be 3 in certain cases, it's 5 or 6 also in certain cases. So we take about 5% regulatory workforce. And in India, today is a solid 2 lakh people working, 200,000 people working in regulatory domain. And that makes it one of a very important area from a professional point of view. Just given the one example of the Sun Pharma. Sun Pharma is close to about 2,800 people working in the regulatory domain. Novartis in India has got about 3,800 people working in the regulatory domain alone to cater to the global clients. So to summarize this, we are in a very exciting space. This program has been designed for you to learn the aspects of working in this industry, what industry wants. So none of this program, the topics my colleague is going to cover today in the introduction are from the theoretical, from a B farm or a M farm kind of a background. All the topics which we are covering in this program are from the industry point of view. What industry is looking for. So our objective is to prepare you for the job roles and not to repeat what you have learned into your different educational programs. At the end, I'll pleased to introduce my colleague, Ms. Vaishali, who comes with the global, pharmaceutical experience, 17 years journey into the uh, global regulatory space, into the pharma industry with the global companies. And she has got a great exposure in covering from the entire life cycle of the drug. So she understands the regulatory end to end. And she has done the pharmacy graduation from Mumbai University and MBA from the prestigious Wellinger Institute. She has also done this special program. This is the International Leadership Program through the Pride Leadership Leon. So with this, I will take a pause and I'm happy to take your questions. The program is 6 months duration. At the end, there will be a final assessment.